Okay, we live.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Uh-oh.
we're live and in the mix.
Yup.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh, I ain't even telling anybody we live. I'm about to let everybody know we out here. They gotta pull up.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's going on? This your pal Big Cal, and there she is, all day special K, and
Hello, everyone.
and we are blessed and privileged to be with none other than my man Speedy Sleepy. I said Speedy. Wow, my bad.
Everybody says that. It's all
Sleepy,
right. I
and
take it.
better known as as Young Spud, well, Grown
Mm-hmm.
Spud now.
Mm-hmm.
He grown. And today on the What's Good show, we gonna dance with this brother right here, and he got a lot of songs to dance to. So Special K, take it away. You know this dude.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That's like
I
my
am
auntie.
so, I'm so happy that we have him on the show today. I'm
I'm
so
happy.
happy.
I'm happy to be here today.
Yes,
Y'all my
yes.
first y'all my first show since I've been back. Like since I got back into the swing of things. Really my
Get
first
out of
show.
here.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I used to do a lot of shows and performances and everything, but you're my first one in like a couple years. Yeah, I'm back.
Wow.
This
Well,
is up.
thank
This
you
is
for the privilege, bro.
now, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I would just like to say one thing before we get started. Is it all right,
Hmm.
Cal?
Go ahead.
I just want to say, give a shout out to me and Cal's brother, Akeem. Happy birthday. We love
Hey.
you and can't wait for the turn up this weekend. All
Well,
right, go
happy
ahead,
birthday,
Cal.
you eggplant. But today is his birthday. But I want to highlight this young brother right here, because wow, we've known you before you knew you.
Yeah, yeah. Very long time. It's dope. It's dope when I come across, people like y'all who know, like y'all know my whole story because y'all seen me from being probably before I was born to now. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't fake it with y'all. I can fake it with everybody else. I can't fake it with y'all. Y'all already know.
That's not in your DNA, bro.
Nah, nah. We here. We here. I appreciate y'all. It's been nothing but love too. You know. I can't wait till we come back. I come back out there to see y'all actually sit in the studio. Like before. That was a that was a that was a dope interview. Me and my brother had a
but,
lot of fun. Yeah,
but we ran a bigger and prosperous other station now. It's bigger.
nice,
And
nice.
good people, good vibes. You'll love it
Mm-hmm.
over there. Yeah,
Nice.
Uni TV, the station is off the chain.
That's
It's
what I'm
off the
saying. I'm
chain.
back. I'm ready to go. I'm back. I'm
Well,
ready to get everything started.
we're blessed. We're blessed. We have a crazy environment right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some key some key elements in this environment. We don't talk about them too much because
Mm-hmm.
we never know. He might have warrants, but it's a blessed group and organization.
mm.
But it's all about positivity right now. And you, my dude, your DNA is so positive. Your pops, your moms, your
Yeah,
upbringing, your family,
yeah.
and the way you handle your youngsters, bruh.
Thank
I
you.
want to be like you when I grow up.
I appreciate it. That's what SPUD stand for. I don't know if y'all know that.
No,
S.p.u.d. was an acronym that my dad came up with.
yeah,
S.p.u.d.
tell us.
stood for strictly positive. You dig? So
Yeah.
when he came up with that, and then when I turned it into my rap name, I actually I flipped it in a different way because strictly positive, you dig, to me meant like positive energy because positive energy draws you in, right? So it don't
Right.
matter if I'm talking negative or positive, I'm going to draw you in. You know what I mean? Because my pops, he taught me the difference between being positively negative and negatively positive. So no matter what kind of song I'm dropping, I'm going to draw you in to listen to
Okay.
it. So that's how I always flipped it. You know, but when I had I did a couple of stage I did a couple of performances, and at this point Facebook had asked me to put a second name. So whoever knew me from, like, if I was working somewhere or they knew me from the streets, they always called me Sleepy because my eyes are so low.
Mm-hmm.
So they call me Sleepy. So I did so many performances that people would see me on Facebook and they would think my name was Spud Sleepy, but really my rap name is S.p.u.d. So one
Right.
time, my homegirl Queen Esther, I got on the stage, everybody had their cameras out. She said, "Spud Sleepy to the stage," and then that just flew. It just was Spud Sleepy from there. Everybody called me Spud Sleepy. But yeah, my rap name is S.p.u.d. I'm still Spud, and people that know me from the street call me Sleepy. So I just mix it together because I'm older now. I'm here full circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Well,
here.
that warrior blood. You whatever you want to be. You whatever
Yeah.
you want to be, bro.
When I was younger, they used to call me Mr. Polite. I was like, but it was like the opposite though. When I was younger, when I was in my wild days, it was the opposite. Like calling like a big guy tiny. They would call me Mr. Polite because out of all of the like crazy stuff we would do, I would be the nicest one out of them. Like I'd be the nicest one. So say Mr. Polite. Nobody
Well, I
really
hope
know
I
that
didn't punch
story
you in
too
your
much.
face too hard.
Nobody punch him out.
No, that's what you tell them.
Oh yeah. I would be nice. Hey, can I get that? I mean, I'm gonna take it, but you know what I mean. But that was
Ooh.
like my teenage years, my teenage years, and my pops is so huge that I couldn't do nothing like I couldn't go nowhere without somebody saying, "Yo, your Spud, your son, Spud, your son was over there," da, da, da. And he'd be like, "You was what?" And that's what kept me in line. Cause just like any other kid, I'm gonna try it, right? I'm outside doing hood rat stuff with my friends. And my pops caught wind of it and he wasn't having it. So after that, I was like, man, I can't go nowhere. So just fall in line and just do what I gotta do, you know? And that's what comes out in my music and stuff like that. My experiences, my lifestyles. Now that I'm
Hey,
older, I'm able to like tell a better story, got something to say, you know?
Well, that's fire right there.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Like you were done. You posted one song. I think you were discussing like being being better men and women, being better people to each other.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you. I mean, not to kill up subject, but in lines with what you said. So far in my career, I've put out 7 mixtapes. Right.
Wow.
When I very first started, we was doing 3 verses on a song. Like now, songs are so short, you can't even really catch it. But I come from the era, as you know, my dad once again, where songs was like 12 minutes long, and if they mixing it back. That's another thing too. I was a DJ, so I know about all of that. So when my first mixtape, I did 25 songs, and then each song had 3 verses. My brother was looking at me like, "You crazy? You doing too much." So I dropped 7 mixtapes, not like that, but like maybe like the second or third, I started to like squeeze it in. But I dropped so many joints, like um, I don't really remember them all until like somebody like hit me with a specific, and I even right now I have like 90 hooks, and this is the good thing of having your own studio. I have my own studio, so whenever I think of a hook, I can make a beat. I could I could spit the lyrics. I got 90 songs with no verses, just hooks. So, I got a couple of songs like that, like not to get away from your question, but Yeah, I got a couple of songs like that. So I mean, you gotta be a little more specific. You know what I mean? But I do believe, as I'm older, like I'm more honest with my wife, right? Like I can admit without her side or her talking, I can admit some of my faults being a young man. You know what I'm saying? And I can put that in my music also. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a song called I Did It, I Admit It. Right?
Ooh.
And I did shoot a video for it, but I never dropped it. But it was just about me admitting my wrongdoings as a young man and standing up and saying I'm sorry. It ain't got nothing to do with because you did this and that and you said that. No, it was just about like I said, my music reflects life. Like, you know what I mean? With any aspect, any song you hear, I could tell you what part of my life that came from.
I don't mean to cut you off, but Cal, text Khalil and see, do he have the thing hooked up? Because some people say they can't get on.
All right.
Because I know we got more views than this.
Yeah, I just shouted it out. I'm gonna shout it on my Twitter real quick too.
Yeah.
I shouted it out on my I shouted it out on my Facebook.
Hold 1 second.
Let me see.
Because so far I just see my best friend Mary on there, but her thing it hasn't moved.
Brother Khalil, we have an issue with the stream. Can you see us?
Yeah, it ain't no issue. They're gonna come on, all right?
All right.
I'm looking at it. They're gonna come on.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Khalil.
Right. That's on the Facebook Live. Okay. So anyway, if that dude look familiar, he's the breakdancer from the Force MDs.
Wow, that's what's up.
The dude you see in the video spinning on his back.
That's nice.
That's him.
I can appreciate stuff like that. I like stuff like that. You know, I can't get the.
You know what, Cal? You gotta stop.
Listen. No, you joking?
He joking, yeah. And you got him believing that.
I was believing him. I don't know their names, but I listen. I met Coogee Rap one time, and I really barely know much about Coogee Rap, but I just knew that my mother thought he was dope. You know what I mean?
You saw him?
See? Yeah, I see it.
That's the move. See, he got all the hot moves.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's crazy.
But when I seen Coogee Rap, I knew like who my parents knew who he was. He not from my era, but I took a picture with him. I said, I'm gonna show this to my mom, and he was really cool. But just looking at going back and doing some more homework on him, I was like, wow, this dude's a legend. You know what I mean? So like, I believe you if you tell me that. I'll go look later on and see if he really breaks this. I'll be like, what he was talking about?
That Cal's a mess.
Yeah, he was a positive force. You remember that Streets of New York?
Streets of New York.
The Streets of New York. Blind man.
I gotta jog my memory.
Old man plays the sax while the arms on his arms shows while the lines on his arms have drug tracks. Something like that.
That sound a little bit familiar.
That was cool.
You know, like man, listen, through the years, I'm realizing now, like I've seen so much. Like even like if I go back to how it even started, at 13 years old is when I was DJing in my dad's club. I used to fall asleep in school but still get good grades. But he had a club in Far Rockaway, and him and his partner Richie Rich, and I was DJing there at 13 years old, and when I was about 17 years old when I started rapping, because that's when I started driving the car. I didn't want to hear nobody else's music. I'm like, they play the same music on the radio all day, so I started rapping. Me and my two brothers, Dame and P, and we made a little cassette tape. This was when the cassette tapes with the circle. We played that in the car just for us. No, nobody else, just for us. And I still have those archives too. I be wanting to bring it back, and it sounds so crazy. But yeah, I had that. So when I was like 17, I just doing songs, and people would hear and be like, "Who that? Oh, that's dope." I ain't take it seriously. I was into other stuff. So by the time I was like maybe 28 is when I took it seriously. That was probably my first show, believe it or not, around like 26, 28. Did my first performance in front of a crowd. And the first time I was in front of a crowd, it was so crazy because it was like I was a natural. And I know I didn't get that from me. I know it didn't come from me. I know where it came from. It came from my father. It came from being behind the turntables in front of crowds for years. You know what I mean? Like I was just I was comfortable. And my father always, as a DJ, he like, "Spud, say this on the microphone." I'm like, "I can't. I can't say that." You know, he's like, "No." He'd be like, "Yo, tell everybody it's time." I'm like, "I can't talk with a microphone. I'm scared." But yeah, I mean, but my dad actually came to a couple of my shows, so it's dope. He got to see me in full circle and control the crowd and everything. I even pulled him up on stage one day.
That's a blessing.
And he got to talk. Yeah. Yeah, but I've been around music for a very long time, so
But
I
first of all,
could appreciate everything.
Explain to me. Yeah, but explain to me, how did you tell your dad that you were scared? He don't believe in that word.
Nah, he at that time, I mean, I was 13, 14. So he didn't push me. He's like, "Hey, say this, do this." And I'm like, I can't. And then, he didn't push me too much. He just was trying to encourage me, but he didn't force me to do it.
But one thing though, with your songs, you promote such a positive message and positive energy.
Yeah.
Where do you see hip hop going nowadays?
I think everybody is I think they still onto the wow factor. When I used to do videos and stuff like that, I used to think, "Oh, you got to be professional, you got to be this, you got to be that." But no, like there's videos going viral because now the internet is where it's at, that all they care about is you having fun. They just vibing off of you. You know what I mean? Like somebody could shoot a video on an Android right now, and if they having fun, people just gonna love that energy. It ain't got nothing to do with being professional or getting a $500,000 video budget. They don't really care about none of that stuff. So, but I still see I've watched rap go in a lot of different ways throughout the years. There was times I wanted to quit and I wasn't with it. I watch it be lyrical. I watch it go to dance. I watch it mumble. I watch it be violent. I watch it come back to being lyrical. I don't really know what. Honestly, it's unpredictable because there's a lot of waves in hip hop. So if a wave become big enough, everybody gonna jump on that wave. You know what I mean? So that's why I always try to just stay in my lane and do what I could do. Because if I create my own lane, I never have to worry about traffic. I never have to speed and catch up to nobody and none of that,
Say that again, please, brother.
About being in your own lane, I create my own lane. So I have to worry about, ain't nobody going to get in my lane. You can't get in my lane. I'm not going in your lane. I ain't got to speed up to you. I ain't got to slow down. I'm just on my speed. And I'm looking ahead at what I want to do, and I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? I'm just having fun. I always used to say that. I don't really care who my audience is. Like, I can have an audience full of 80-year-olds. And that's where I'm going to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can have an audience full of 10-year-olds. Like, I'm just going to do what I do for whoever love it. That's it. I'm not shooting for nothing. I'm just putting it out there for how I want to do it. You know what I mean? Just have fun. I realize that. I've been in a point where it's like, we got to do this. We gotta make sure that our videos are 4K. We gotta make sure the background is great. We gotta make sure we got a jury and our chains right. You gotta get girls for the video. You gotta get cars for the video. Nobody care about that stuff. They don't. It's really the vibe. I just put out a song that I had out. Actually, I had it out since 2016. I just released it, and it's called Summertime. Right, Summertime. It's on iTunes and Spotify and everywhere. I put it out everywhere on my label. But the craziest thing is, people are hitting me up now. 2022 are hitting me up now for that record that's been out since 2016. My mom put me on the phone with my aunt and my uncle, who was like, oh, I like that record. That record's really nice. I'm like, what record? And they start singing it. My cousin put me on the phone with my grandmother. My grandmother. She said, Spud, Grandma want to talk to you for a second. And I said, hey, Grandma, how you doing? She said, summertime in the city. And I was smiling like, she said, I like that song. So I realized it's a vibe. And sometimes songs is just not for that time. You know what I mean? There's some songs that's a little bit far ahead, and there's some songs that's, but you know, just do what you do. You can't focus on that. That's a stress factor. You know, you just got to do what you do. Have fun with it. Put it out. And when they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. That's it.
But tell me, your grandma singing your lyrics back to you, did that take you through the roof?
It definitely did. I immediately went to Facebook and was like, my grandmother liked this song. Listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, I just got the cosign. She the matriarch of the family. You know, I got the cosign. Y'all better hear this. You know, but that's another thing too. I really, when I do things, I don't expect anything out of it. It is what it is. Cause I put out stuff that I thought was gonna be hot and did nothing. And I put out stuff that I thought was gonna be nothing and it was hot. So I learned don't expect nothing. Just have fun. Just go. You know what I mean? I just go. That's it. Even when I'm on stage, people see me on stage, they gonna feel my energy. I just go.
I just believe, I'm just a true believer when it comes to music, rapping or DJing or whatever, you have to enjoy what you do. And if your crowd is into it, that just makes you want to even go harder. You know, you want to leave, you want to leave your name where you, like, if you have a party somewhere, you just want to hear, like, when the party's over, yo, you heard that kid Spud, yo, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. The question I want to ask you though is, okay, when you started doing what you're doing, even though your father guided you in the right direction towards it, do you feel that you had it, but do you feel that there's more that you needed to learn from him? And honestly, dealing like with the music part. Yeah.
Honestly, no. Honestly, I'm very much content. He gave me every single thing he had. And there was nothing else. I've seen him in every aspect of music. And I've seen him in every aspect of life. So honestly, even with him passing, it's a bittersweet moment because it's my best friend, right? But he was also suffering, which a lot of people don't know. He was sick. Yeah. So me being around him, seeing him sick, and knowing that he's not sick, you know, he's okay now, is a bittersweet moment, you know. But yeah, no, he with me, and you know what? I can't even say with me. I'm gonna just put it like this: anybody who came across my father, know he gave you everything of him. Period.
Yes, he did. Yes,
you could have been at a birthday party. You could be anywhere, and if he disagree, he disagree, and he gonna let you know he disagree.
Yes,
and if he agree, he gonna. You get what I'm saying? So
yes, he did.
There's no hidden messages about him. So he always used to teach us about material and your heart and your brain and your soul. He would teach us about all of those things. So he wasn't too much materialistic. He was always giving you his heart. And he taught me every single thing I knew about music. And I took it to another level when I did what I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember when I asked you to come up and do the show when we was at the other place, right? And
Right.
I told Cal, I said, Cal, guess what? He said, what? I said, I spoke to Big Spud and I told him I would like to have his son on the show. So I was like, Spud, I don't think he's remember me. He said, oh, he remember you, sis. He remember you. So when I reached out to you, you were the first thing came out your mouth was, Daddy said, I got to do the show. That's your aunt. That's your aunt. That's my girl there. That's my girl there. So when you came up, you and your brother and them, I can honestly say your mother and your dad did an excellent job with raising you young men because you was very respectful. You knew what to bring to the table. You were very kind to all the guys and the girls that was at the station. And it was just like if you've been there before, you know. Why I brought that up is you had made a videotape. I may get a little emotion, but I don't care. With you doing what you was doing with your dad, you know, you was cutting his hair, you know, you was grooming him and all that. And that meant so much to me as a woman watching a young man take care of his father, because you know, in reality, our parents take care of us.
Right.
And just to share that moment, I thought it was so special, and it brought tears to my eyes because I can ID with that. But what I want to say to you as a woman, you are you're not a trooper. You are a warrior. You are the meaning of what a young man supposed to represent when it comes to parenting. And I also see
making me blush. Making me blush.
I can honestly say that he instilled a lot in you, and you ran with it because when he taught you, I tell you, I watch your videos. I watch all your videos. As soon as it pop up, I watch it. And the family values that he instilled in other people, even people that wasn't his family, they were family to him. And I can honestly say that you are leading in the same direction he is. And like I said, I'm so proud of you. I know his spirit is around you. And like I said, you are going to prosper. You know,
you know, I don't mean to cut you up, but I already prosper. And you know why I'm gonna say, you know why I say that, and I gotta capitalize on that too, because you know, there's something my dad does also. Because a lot of times when people think of prospering, they think of it in a way that they see on TV or what other people think it is, right?
No, that's not how I was looking at it. But go ahead.
No. I'm saying because I like the fact you brought that word up.
Okay.
Right? I have my family. They're all healthy. I have a home. I have 2 cars. I got money in the bank. You know, I'm smiling. I'm here. People think rich is when you got a bunch of money in the mansion and the cars and you traveling. No. It's when you are content with your life. When you are home. Do you understand? When you are home. So I just wanted to, I'm going to cut you off, but I just wanted, because I feel like it's something that younger people need to hear. They need to know that.
Well, let me jump in on that. What you just broke down was the difference between rich and wealthy.
Facts.
Being rich is what you have.
Right.
Being wealthy is what you are.
Right.
When you're wealthy, what another person has and their level of success does not matter to you.
That's right. When nobody else do it, nobody else do it, don't matter. You could pull up on side of me. I could be in a Honda. You could be in a Bentley. That don't matter to me. That don't matter to me. You could be unhappy in that Bentley, and I'm super excited in that Honda. You know what I mean?
Speak, brother.
That's something that my dad instilled in me. Like even the clothes my dad would say, build your body, you look good in anything. He always say that. Build your body, you look good in anything. And from that, and he instilled that in we lost K. But he instilled that in us at a very young age. He would have us in the back park. He have a group of 15 to 20 guys in the back park at 5 a.m. doing push-ups and pull-ups and duck walks. So he wasn't really just speaking it. He was about it. You know what I mean? Like he he instilled things in us to build us up as people without any material or anybody's hey, there you go. Hey, well,
I
you
know
know
my
what
thing cut off.
there you go. But yeah, but I understand what you're saying, because I still do. I have some goals and I hope I prosper in my goals. You know what I mean? But you know what, that video, to go back when you say that video, I was going back and forth about posting that video, to be honest with you, because that video was from 2017. I posted it
Right.
in 2022 when he passed away. So when people saw it, they thought it was recent, but it wasn't. It was I sat back and forth and posted it because he didn't want anybody to know he was sick. So when he did have a stroke, he said, "Don't tell nobody." He's like, "Don't tell nobody." And the word got out anyway, because he's him. Like, even the nurses and stuff like that was there, they knew him, and they tell this one and that one. It was all over the place. And he looked at me. Sometimes people come visit him. "You told her?" I said, "I ain't tell nobody." They know. It's gonna get around. You are who you are. But I posted it because I wanted people to see what happened to him and how he shook it off. Because
Mm-hmm.
he raised everybody to be a warrior, right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
showing
Yes,
y'all he ain't just talking. This is where he was at.
exactly.
He went from not being able to swallow for 7 months and having a feeding tube, and he dropped 100 pounds in like 5 days. Like, it was crazy. I was scared. I thought he was gone at that time. But 7 months in rehab, he went home and he kept working on himself. And I have a family too, so I wasn't able to stay there with him 24/7. But I was there with him most of the time. Every day I'm checking on him. If he called me, I'm right over there. I'm only 10 minutes away from him. So I watched him go from that to going back to being the guy they saw ripping your arm off in the street.
There you
So
go.
that's why I
There
showed
you
that
go.
video, just to show people, like, listen, you could be sick, but you're not out. You're not done. And like he would say, you ain't done till the deed is done. That's what he said.
I
So,
remember he came to my father's funeral,
mhm,
and I will never forget. I was when and it was over. I didn't know he was there. He was in the back. So when I went to walk out, he said, "Baby sis, come here." And I looked, and your father had a way of hugging people that you just couldn't get out of it. He was so strong,
yeah.
honey, and I'll never forget. Just give me a minute.
Mm. You
Wow. I will never
didn't
forget.
even know. You
He
didn't even
said,
know it hit it like that. Hmm.
I will never forget when he said to me, he said, "Let me tell you something. That man in that casket right there was the best OG I ever ran across. He took no shorts." And he said the foundation he's leaving behind, he got some strong children. He said, "I love that man in there. I loved him. I don't care where I saw Mr. C at. I shouted him out. I used to stop
Hmm.
DeWitt's van if I saw your father. What up, Mr.
Hmm.
C?" This and that. And
Hmm.
it meant so much to me for him being there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why when I saw that videotape of you and him, I thought of me and my dad, because that's how I was
Hmm.
with my dad. And
Hmm.
I remember I told Cal, I said, "Cal, did you see the video Spud put up?" He was like, "Nah." And then he went on and he saw it. I cried because I know how much you love your dad. I know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
okay. See, a lot of kids don't get it that our parents will get sick. We are
Hmm.
blessed that we have the time we have with them. You
Right.
take care of your parents the way you want to be taken care of. Because if the
That's
tables was
right.
turned, I know he would do the same for you.
That's right. My
So,
dad gave his shirt off his back to everybody. My
yes, he
dad,
did.
listen, my dad even saved the dude that went to stab me. He saved his life. He
Wow.
saved his life.
What?
I don't want to get too much into it, but long story short, my brother got into a little beef, and it was fist fighting, and then I jumped in, and then some other people jumped in, and a guy went to stab me in the back, and somebody else grabbed him up. Um, Fast forward, that same dude was in the building one day. Was in the front building, and my dad was there, and three dudes ran in with guns out, ready to go kill him. and my father jumped in front of him. And this is a true story. He jumped in front of him and said, "Y'all ain't gonna do that here. Y'all ain't gonna do that in front of me. Not here, not now, not in front of me." And they had masks on, but they obviously knew who my father was, because people that they don't really care.
Yeah.
But I guess without giving themselves up, they stepped off and they
Yeah.
let it be. You know what I mean? And I never forget, he told me that story, and I was like, "Well, what?" And he said, "That's a black man. That's a black
Mm.
man. He made a mistake. We don't work like that around here." And that's why his name is up there on that
I was getting
that
ready to
street.
say, yeah.
That's
I
why his
saw
name is up
pictures and
there on that
stuff.
street. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? The stories y'all tell is what keep me going. Believe it or not. Sometimes people are like, I ain't want to say nothing because, you know, it's sad. No, it's not sad. It's a bittersweet moment for me. He was going through a lot. I'm the only one who see he was going through, and it's good that he's okay now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
everybody has a story. People are still telling me stories in the inbox. They still calling me. They still texting me. I was just talking with Cal. Cal had a story the other day we was talking about, right? With my pop.
Yeah,
Right?
man.
He was telling me about his story the other day.
Yeah.
You know?
That was one of my first heroes.
When Cal told me, he was like, I said, Cal, so you got a guest for the show Tuesday? He was like, I said, what? He said, I got a surprise for you. I said, oh God, who he got on this show? And he said, F it, I'm gonna just tell you. And then he showed me the thing that you made, the tape. I said, get out of here. He said, yup. First, what I say, Cal? I said, who's Speedy Williams? He was like, no. But son, I'm like, stop. I said, because Cal didn't know this. I think I did tell Cal. I was inbox you because I said I wanted to get your wife on the woman show because I'm liking what she's doing. And I like the way you word what she's doing. Like, she's doing all this on her own. Ain't nobody doing nothing. She's learning how to do all this.
She is, yeah. She got staff and everything. Yeah,
and I said he never got back to me. And then one time you did get back to me, but I never got back to you. So when Cal said that he was gonna have you on the show, and I ain't gonna front, I was like, you know what? He can answer Cal, but he ain't answer me back. I said, yeah, all right, I'm gonna get him. I'm
sorry. Now you know
no,
what it
it's
is.
Okay, because Cal got you. It's okay.
It was a big part of my life that I just was not there yet. I was not there yet. And I'm coming back full circle now, and I'm trying to get things moving. And I knew who y'all were, and I knew this, and not to anybody else listening or watching this thinking that they're not important. They're all important to me, but it was just a point in my life where I just couldn't pull it together at that point. So now I'm here,
and it's okay.
And I believe. Listen, I believe everything happens in God's time. It happens in God's time. You know what I mean? So this had to happen.
Again, bro.
Yeah, everything happens in God's time. That's right.
Would you say, Cal? God said what?
No, it happens in God's time.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, look. Let me bring this big head girl in here. Come over here, cause.
And
look, hold on. I gotta take my earplugs out because she can't hear
Hi,
y'all.
beautiful.
Look,
just give her one. Give her one of the earplugs.
Hi, beautiful.
I mean, not the girl, so the woman.
I told your hubby I love that video of you and your daughter when you were dancing.
Can you tell her?
Thank you. And he said that you said you wanted him to take it down. I said, no, you let her know. As a mother, I don't have any daughters, but I got a bunch of nieces.
Yes.
A lot of girls don't get that with their mothers. They're not close with their mothers. Right. You know, as babies growing up. So when she get older, you can look what we did. That's me, mommy. You know, that I thought that was so cute.
Thank you.
I thought that was so cute.
You know what it was? It's like nowadays in our culture and everything, like people judge. Like even my daughter, I leave her hair alone. I'm a naturalist. My hair is like down to here, and my daughter's hair down to her back too. It doesn't look like it, but it's shriveled. She has a lot of shrinkage. But so with her hair looking like that and stuff, there's a lot of people that criticizes all the time. But like even when you see Beyonce with Blue Ivy, there was a reason why Beyonce left her hair the way that it is. Like, leave the baby's hair in a natural state and it will grow and it will flourish. you know. But a lot of people are so ignorant to our culture, so I was a little nervous about him putting that video out because it's like our
Listen,
private video. But I thank you that you got the concept and he can use
I got
it
it.
because of
I got it.
that.
I'm a naturalist myself. I'm like I said, I don't pass judgment, but she's a baby. How can you be critical? She's a baby.
Exactly, and she's in the house. She's relaxing. She's not going anywhere. She's in the
You
house, and I
know,
leave the phone. Mm-hmm.
we know she got that thickness in her hair. Better her have it like that than you got some mothers of kids 2-3 years old and they got extensions in there. Stop pushing her.
Look,
I know,
look.
right?
You see it? No, because she running out. My son's calling the phone. See the Creation
Oh,
Magazine shirt. This is the CEO of Creation Magazine.
I've been trying my hardest to get on this radio show with you guys. I want to sit down with you guys.
I told him I wanted you on the woman show.
I want to. I promise you. You have me. I'm there.
Okay, we're gonna make it happen. You hear that, Cal?
Yes.
Yeah, well, as y'all talking, Brother Sleepy had informed me that she's an entrepreneur as well as himself.
Yes. Yes.
Instagram, Creation Magazine, Creation spelled with an 8.
Yes.
And go check out her stuff. She got staff. She's a celebrity magazine, shoots celebrities.
Cardi B, everything.
Yes, I saw the things he put up. I need y'all to do me a favor when the show is over. Me and you are friends on Facebook. Inbox me all her stuff so I can share it in all my groups. Because you know I got a fan base.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Each one learn from one.
His sister, y'all gotta get with his sister too. His sister, Shanice, Benbello. Her brand is Benbello. Sorry, Benbello. Her brand is amazing. I'm telling you, if Black women together, promise you, wouldn't the next up.
This is the year of seasoning for women.
Yes.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you more, beautiful. Okay.
Our kids. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Bless your thumping gizzards.
My thug status went down just a bit. I'm not a thug no more.
That's it.
I'm doing all love songs from now on.
There you go.
You heard that, Cal?
So look,
we're gonna change your name.
Look, Creation Magazine, CRATIONS Magazine on Instagram and Facebook. All right, yeah. No E, no A, just for date. That's how she want me to say it. Right. She gotta go get our boys because it's raining now. So
yeah,
we still mommy and daddy Hawk. Like we don't like. I know people like, oh, they be fine. Nah, no, I'm gonna get my kids so they don't get sick. What's the point? What's the point of us working so hard and buying cars and doing all this stuff if we can't go get our kids, man? You know, I know they need to be out there and we need to let their wings flap. But here go one right now. Oh, they home already. You home with Fat Man already? I'm in an interview right now. You guys, this is the home interview.
Where they at? Where they
at? Bring them in.
Come here, Larry. They want to see your face. Let me take this up. All right, hold on. He wants to see your face real quick. They want to see your face. They want to see you. This is my youngest. I mean, well, not my youngest. My youngest son.
What's going on, soldier?
Okay, Larry. Oh, you see what he got on too?
I'm looking at that. I like that.
Tito.
I like that.
That Tito clothing.
Okay,
brand.
I need a 2X. I need a 2X.
All right, I got you. Say no more. I got you. Oh my goodness, everybody's coming through right now. Even oh boy, go ahead, y'all do your thing. Yeah, I mean it's an interview. What's going on?
Just give one airtime.
I tell you, listen. It's life. I'm glad this happened because it's life because y'all actually get to see. Because I have so much going on that I don't get to like do everything I really need to do, and I'm just spacing it out here and there.
Yeah,
so.
I want to throw that out there though, bro. What is the purpose? Truthfully, if you're not loving your babies and giving them that love, what is the purpose of working hard? There you go.
There she go. See, I told you. Remember, I told you I was putting her to sleep. She up now.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if she. Let me see if she. Can you hear them? Say hi.
Hi, pretty.
She
Let me see
said,
your
"Tell
video.
cut the check
You
first.
watch your video. She got
Cut
an
the
Instagram
check."
page too.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah, she got an
Yes,
Instagram
yes.
page. Her Instagram page is Kaylee's_world. So it's KAILLIES_world. She got so all those videos I post, whether I post them on my page or not, they going on her Instagram. So I throw that
Okay.
out there too. And she got a couple
Yeah.
of looks, so that's pretty dope. She been on Baby First. Just one of the ladies from S.w.V. just shouted her on the comments. So yeah, my baby.
But
Look, now
truthfully,
my
what
thug
you're showing
status
right
just
there, though,
dropped
bro.
again, right? My thug status dropped another notch again. I'm no
Nah,
longer a thug.
no. It's risen higher
Okay,
because a thug who loves his family is a
yeah.
dangerous man.
Nah, but honestly though, I'm joking, but I don't never see myself as a thug. I always say I'm a gangster because a gangster know when and where and how to do. You know what I'm saying? A gangster know when to fight another day. You know what I mean? And to back off that when to choose to do that. So I feel like a thug is more like a crash dummy. So I mean that's just a
Well,
little
no,
info.
truthfully, with all due respect to your pops, rest in peace and rise in power, you are a warrior.
Warrior.
Because a warrior will go to fight the world for the sake of
Hmm.
his family.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that's you. That's why the most beautiful thing is right now that man holding his baby.
And you know my pops always say? He always say, "Stay home." When dudes will come home, or even he look like they about to bug out, my pops would be like, he just say, "Stay home." I've watched him seeing people about to bug out, and that's all. Only thing he said to them, "Yo, yo, yo, stay home," and it just changed their whole mo.
Wow.
Like
It's
that's
something
crazy.
about your pops, and he's handing it to you.
Hmm.
Those words strike a person's soul
Yeah,
like a straight punch to the gut
yeah, yeah.
because it doesn't take a long, elaborate story.
Mm.
Just some simple words can speak volumes.
Yeah, yeah, for real, for real, for real. Yeah, we gotta listen. I'm like I said, I'm trying to get full circle. I got a lot. I got big shoes to fill. He got a whole block now. I just passed it for the first time. Being I mean, not the first time, but I'm just saying like after the event, the first time I passed it, and I just could do nothing but smile. I'm just it's crazy.
It's you know, you know what's
My dad got a block. Can you like he's on the map? Like
You, and you all are because that's
yeah.
family.
Yeah, and that's why I tell my boys. That's why I'm trying to get them to understand. Like my dad always pushed greatness in us and told us we are great, and we are, not to say we better than nobody. Nobody's better than nobody. That's why I posted today. I said everybody's a superhero. You just got to find out what your superpower is and master it. Everybody's a superhero. So I used to do a lot of motivational like stuff like that too, but I felt like nobody wasn't listening or people was thinking I was like corny but truthfully it came from my dad. Oh, I got something. I'm gonna give both of y'all a personal copy too. I got something really, really, really dope. My dad wrote something that's called the bylaws. And the bylaws is basically your conduct, your character. He wrote it, hand wrote it, and
okay.
it's 80 of them. And he put down some words and the definitions of what he figured those words are, like strength, family, love, respect, honor. And my grandmother just she got my cousin to take a picture of because he sent it to my grandmother, and she took a picture of every one of them, and it's 80 of them. Can you imagine if somebody see Clarence Spud Josie Way, young guy, and don't know who that is? and then they're able to read his bylaws, and they're able to look on the internet and see him speak and understand why his name is up there. So we want to keep that going. Me and my brother even thinking about doing well, not thinking, but we are going to do a biography on him.
That would be wonderful.
We're gonna do, because I have a lot of videos on him, and we want people to come out and talk about him, tell the stories that you have with him. You know, I don't know if y'all see the Kanye West story
Yes,
that he just did,
yes, and you
but
know
it's gonna
what?
be something like that.
I look at him all the way different now.
Me too.
I understand. Everybody's saying, "Oh, he going crazy," or this and that. No, he's not.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
You
he's
never
not.
know what nobody going through in their life.
Exactly.
You don't know.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, that's one thing I never do, and I'm honest with you about this. I never judge anybody. I don't care what they did. I don't judge them. I look at the facts. I always ask questions. Like, even sometimes my kids and my wife, she left, so she ain't going. But she watched the interview. She probably popped me in the head. But my wife, my kids would be like, "We like talk to daddy better," and it's like, why? Because he asks questions. Because whenever they do something, I'm like, "Why did you do that?" This, that, and then I make my assessment. You know what I mean? I don't just fly off the handle. So I do that with every single human being on this earth. You know, it's not that you ain't gotta agree with everybody, but at least you could put yourself in their shoes and try to understand, you know, what's going on. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I believe if the world worked like that, we'd probably be able to like help each other more if we could put each other in each other's shoes. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good thing on Kai. I get it now with him. I get it. So you never know what's going on in somebody's mental capacity. You never know.
Let me tell you, I know we getting a little bit closer to the end, but the important things that I learned about my father, stress. Don't stress. Don't let nothing or nobody stress you out. My dad suffered a stress stroke. The doctor showed me the chart, and he suffered a stress stroke. And I think that's one of the gifts that he gave me when he passed away, is don't let nothing and nobody stress you out. And that's why I'm able to be who I am, because I literally don't focus on the problems. I focus on the solutions. He never sacrifices integrity for nothing or nobody.
And you're not supposed to.
Never. It don't matter who. You could be respectful about it, but you don't ever sacrifice your integrity. And the last thing that I learned, which was very, very important, is never give anyone your all. Give them your best. Give them your best. Save some for yourself, because when you don't have no more, you can't get it from nobody. You can't get it from nowhere. So you gotta save some for yourself. If somebody needs 25 cents and you got 12 cents, you can't really help them. You know what I mean? That 12, you give them the 12 cents. Now they got 12 cents. They ain't got what they need, and you ain't got what you need. So you save some for yourself. Don't give them your all, but give them your best. And those are the three things that I live by. You know what I mean? I live by those things, and those things keep me grounded.
I had to learn, once I start loving myself, then I started loving others the same way. But like you said, I don't give them my all. My second thing is, I used to judge a lot of people, because I used to sit back and be like, why they don't believe what I say? Because they listen to what somebody else said. But I'm at a point in my life whereas I don't judge, I just listen. I don't give advice. I just let you vent. Because one thing about a human being, us as human beings, the heart knows what it wants. The mind will play tricks on you, but the heart will never steer you wrong. And that's what they call your gut feeling.
That's true.
And right about now, I always say this to Cal. I know he get tired of me saying it, but I don't care. I say this to a lot of people. COVID woke the world up. And if you have not humbled yourself or your heart or changed, then it was a waste. It was you don't get it. You don't get it.
I
A
don't know
lot of
how these.
people don't
I don't know how these
understand.
things.
A lot of
Sorry.
people don't understand too. You can have all the money in the world, but when you leave this earth, you cannot take it with you.
That's right. I don't know where COVID came from or how it happened, but I do believe God will humble you and He will sit you down. You know what I
Amen.
mean? So I do believe to stay humble, stay grounded, stay family, stay wholehearted. You
There
know, if
you
you don't
go.
like, stay respectful. You can always be open and honest and be respectful. You know what I mean?
You have
Well,
to.
Yeah,
well, we
it's
gotta
been
get ready to wrap this up, bro.
all right.
Once again,
Before we do that, can I just say something? Let me just show y'all this real quick. So, you
go
know what I
right
mean? I
ahead.
started a little clothing brand. It's called Tito, Teto. You know what I mean? I started 2016,
Okay.
but I just dropped. It stands for To Each Their Own. You know what I mean? Got a lot of colors on the website. It's TitoClothing.com. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of joints out there. You know, got a couple of different. This is
Come
just
on,
the hats, but
keep
I
it
got
going,
hoodies
keep
and
it going.
t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? So it's on Instagram at TitoClothing.com. I got my own record label, so I know people want to do deals, but they didn't put some like crazy deals where it was like I give you 50,000. Like that's not a deal for me, bro. I could make that on my own. So I got my own record labels. It's S.p.u.d. It's ESWAY_music. And S-Way, I wanted to spell like Spuds Way, but if I couldn't spell it SWAY, that's Sway. So I spelled it ESWAY. So when you say S-Way, basically saying Spuds Way is like how me and my father is by working hard, staying focused, stay humble, you know, have fun. So S-Way is basically Spuds Way. So yeah, so ESWAY_music on Instagram. TitoClothing.com. Yeah, my Instagram is Spud_sleepy. All over if you Google Spuds, I used to say that, and I used to say that sounds so cocky. I'm like, just Google me. Google Spud say like, what's your website? What's your social media? I'd be like, and I'll leave interviews like, just Google me, Spud_sleepy. I'm like, and I'll be looking back like, man, that sounds so cocky. But yeah, Spud sleepy all over the place. S.p.u.d. You know what I mean? And it's gonna keep going, family. I appreciate y'all so much. This was dope.
Brother.
You know, actually, this really
We
feel like an
appreciate
interview.
you.
This felt like a breath of fresh air. Like, cause y'all,
Thank
you know,
you.
cause y'all family to me. So you know,
Yeah.
it's comfortable. It's almost like we all together in home. Oh,
Oh, go ahead, baby.
She want her daddy. I ain't mad at her.
yeah, it's my shorty. It's my
Well,
best
as
friend. Be
we
me
get
and
ready
her
to
every
wrap
day.
this one up, though,
Yeah.
I want people to experience and get to know your music and your energy, bro.
Oh yeah. So I'm coming. Real quick, I got like 3 albums dropping. I got Viable, I got S-Way Music Presents, and I got and the producer, and the producer is. And the producer is. I told people from around the world to give me beats. I sent me like 100 producers. I broke it down to 22, and I got 22 tracks from producers around the world. So I'm be looking for people to work with. I mean, I'm talking about like Africa, like Australia, like hardly nobody from New York sent me beats. It's crazy. I'm from New York, but like from everywhere else, Chicago, Los Angeles. So I got
Jealousy comes in
22
all
pieces
kind of
dropping
forms.
now.
That's jealousy comes in all kind of forms. That's why.
And when I drop that, that's gonna go everywhere because those people from those states are gonna drop that, and those, you know, from Africa, they're gonna drop that, and they're gonna hear my voice. And I try to get people to get on there with me to share it with them. But yeah, so look out for all of that too.
Oh, we
Well,
will.
they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I
And
say
you know the end of that,
you
right?
can give fools the knowledge, but you can't make them think.
They say you lead a horse to water, can't make them drink, so it die of thirst.
There you have it.
You don't die of thirst, y'all. Pay attention. Pay
Some
attention.
of them look so thirsty.
They
They
are
just look so thirsty.
but we ain't. we
Not
on
at all.
yeah. We looking, y'all
Girl,
looking healthy. Right?
got my water right here.
I've been drinking orange juice.
There you go.
Okay? That's right.
What do you
Vitamin
say?
C.
Feed your mind and your body.
That's right.
You can do everything.
We gotta do like a part 2 one day. You know what I mean? We're gonna get some
Oh
more stuff
yeah.
You
going.
Oh
sound my
yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Definitely. Appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
We
look for
gonna
the
wrap this one up, no, my brother.
all right.
Okay, and little princess, we gonna give you
Bye-bye.
your daddy back.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, see y'all later. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us. See y'all next time on the What's Good Show. It's your pal Big Cal, Special K, Brother Spud,
Scream,
aka
Love
better known
City.
as Sleepy. You know how we end it with that word. Peace.
Peace.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. You all right? You was wrong.